Hey, call me Shape. And today I'm reacting to a video titled, Men Don't Want a Woman with Money. They Want Femininity. Let's get right into it.
I know this conversation has been hit so many times, but I'm going to offer my perspective. And I feel like women have gotten so caught up in trying to compare and compete with men to the point where I think women have lost their way and women don't understand what their actual assignment is. I think so many women are so, first of all, ladies, money does not make us more valuable. Okay, that's something that you guys created for men. Men becomes more valuable the more money they make, because why? Women want men with money and more money and more money. That's why y'all quick to say my man has to be making at least 6 figures and all of this nonsense. I've never heard a man say, yeah, my woman, she got to be making at least 6 figures or I don't want her. So while y'all are so busy trying to chase more money so that you can compete and compare and contrast with men and show men, yeah, you got money, I got money too, and that does not make you more valuable. The things that make us valuable as women are the things that we don't work on. You guys are so busy trying to prove to men that you got it, and it's like, then y'all wake up one day and realize that even as a successful woman, even as a woman who's making 6 figures, even as a woman who has her own business, her own car, nice living, lifestyle, whatever, y'all are confused as to why you still can't capture those top tier men or those top 10% men. It's because men with money are not looking for women with money. Men have told women time and time again, we don't care how much money y'all make, yet y'all still trying to make the money so that you can show the man that I got the money and now you gotta have the money. Well, I make 6 figures, so he needs to be making at least 7. None of this stuff that y'all are coming up with it doesn't make any sense. That's why so many women are still single when they're at the top. It's not because y'all don't want to settle. It's simply because there's nobody up there for y'all. Everybody is just out of their lane. There's nothing wrong with 6s being 6, but you got the people that's 6s that's trying to get all these other things that does not make them any more valuable than a 6. You can be a 6 physically, and just because you go capture a bunch of money and a bunch of other stuff as a woman does not make you a 10. But y'all don't get that. And it's hard to say that. That's the harsh reality. But the reality of it is if you're a 6, just be the best 6 you can be. Because now you're a 6 looking for a 10, and a 10 ain't looking for a 6. Your money does not make you valuable. Your money does.
She has a great point. I just went on a date with a very beautiful woman recently. I was telling you guys about it. She's 40 years old. I know. You guys going to get mad. Oh, she's an older woman. Well, I'm 37, okay? And I didn't go on a date because she had money, but she does have money, right? I found out during the date she lives in a $1 million condo in a very nice town nearby my house. Very nice town. This town that she lives in, the median price for a house in her town is $1 million. That's the median. Not the average, the median, okay? But that didn't improve how much... that didn't determine if I would like her or not, you know, because if you're just a shitty person with a bunch of money, I'm not going to like you, okay? But what I did like about it, and I was shocked by this, right? Because I took the date because she's a gorgeous woman, and she was sweet, and she's making an effort. And I was like, you know what? Let me see how this goes. And the date went very smooth, very smooth. In fact, I only spent $15 on that date. And the fact that didn't bother her in the slightest impressed me. You know what I'm saying? And look, we went out for dessert. She got a dessert. I got a dessert. We got some teas. It was the first time we met because we matched on a dating app. Now, I'm saying all this to say that, you know, most women would have loved to go on a date with a guy that had $1 million home that he lived in. And by the way, she drove a brand new Benz, right? 2024 Benz. Brand new, beautiful. The handles pop out the door. I never even seen this because I don't be like sitting around looking at Benz or whatever. The brand new Benzes, the doors slide out, the handles slide out the door like a Tesla. Very nice, very cool. And all the screens are digital. Very nice. But none of that mattered to me. None of that mattered. What I loved about her the most is she had natural hair. There was no tattoos on her skin. She was very voluptuous, but she had a small waist, huge butt. Not that huge butts are cool, but you know, I don't need a butt that's giant. You got a nice fit butt. I'm happy with it. And she's a yoga teacher, okay? And she's retired. And that was kind of interesting. That's why I took the date, because like this lady, she was telling me, she's like, I'm 40 and I'm retired. I'm like, 40 and you're retired? How'd you do that? I want to hear more about that, okay? But we got along so well, and she was very feminine, and I found out that she grew up with a father in her life, so she knows how to respect authority, and she knows how to get along with men, and overall, she was happy. That was her disposition. She was happy. These are the things that women need to work on. I would take all those qualities in a girl that did not have $1 million property or a brand new Benz. And that's why we're going on a second date. But not because of her money. But so many women, I don't think they make money so they can impress men. I think they make money to impress themselves and their friends. And they just, it's kind of a way so they don't have to depend on a man. A lot of women don't want to depend on a man. They don't want a man to lead. And if a man does leave, they want to have their own money. So if they want to leave that man, they can leave comfortably and not be in financial ruin.
Make you better. It doesn't. Not for a man, not to a man. You telling us that we should settle. You're basically telling us that we can't want what we want. I'm not saying you got to settle, but I am saying that you are what you are. And regardless to what it is that you think you want or what it is that you think you deserve, men are the ones that get the pick at the end of the day. Y'all are trying to be picked by men. Men is not walking around trying to be picked by women, because women is going to be there, especially if they got the 6 figures that they know all of y'all chasing behind. Well, I got 6 figures too. It doesn't matter. If you're a 6, then you're still a 6 with 6 figures. Men are looking for physical women who are just those beautiful looking women. It doesn't matter if you have 6 figures. You're a 6-figure 6. Not to mention, most of the women who make their own money come with nasty attitudes, nasty energy, nasty spirits. So y'all work so hard to get this money, something that a man is not even asking for from a woman to begin with. So that still leaves a lot of y'all at the bottom, and y'all don't understand why. But I got everything. I got everything I need. I'm independent. They don't want an independent woman, because come along with an independent woman comes that nasty spirit. And another thing, a 6 is not a bad thing. I don't know why everybody feels as though they need to be at the top, need to be a 10, and there's nothing wrong with just being a person that was born average looking, and now you just want to be the best in your lane. Everybody is not a 10 physically. I don't care what you add to your physicality. Everybody is not at the top, and that's okay. Well, Chevy, what would you rate yourself? Probably like a 6, because Kevin Samuel said not to touch a 7. And then when you start talking about 8s and 9s and 10s, now you're talking about women that were born just, y'all know what I'm talking about. It's nothing wrong with claiming the lane that you're in and just simply executing the lane that you're in. But everybody thinks that they deserve more than what they are. I'm going to end it like this. A lot of women are just simply going to be single with y'all 6-figure making selves. And before y'all say, I don't care, we don't need no man, we ain't pressed for men, we can do it on our own, and all that sound real cute, but that's not what Taraji is saying. And that's not what Vivica A. Fox just said either. Them people is knocking on 50 and 60 years old. And after they found out that all the success in the world becomes lonely and they do want partnership with a man, now here they are saying, where's our husband? So ladies, we have an assignment, and our assignment is not to compete and try to be like men. It's to be.
I like that. Our assignment is not to compete and try to be like men. I'm going to give her a rating. I actually think she's like an 8, personally. I'm looking at her waist. She got a small little waist. Shout out to you, Chevy. You look pretty good. I'm going to try. I would give you 8, personally, right? But what did Jay-Z say? There's no such thing as an ugly billionaire. But he wasn't talking about women. He was talking about men, okay? If you're a billionaire as a woman, that does not make you attractive, okay? Money doesn't make a woman more attractive, okay? Women always talk about, I'm a high-value woman. I'm a high-value woman. What the hell is a high-value woman, okay? In fact, I don't even know why we use that term. If we want to talk about women that have a lot of value, we already have terms of that, like for that. It's called pretty, beautiful, and gorgeous. That's high value. No guy said like, oh man, look at that guy. He just walked into in a bar with that high value woman. I've never heard that before. Look at that guy, man. He just walked into the room with the high value woman. Never heard that before. But I did hear before, like, wow, he was walking into that room with that beautiful girl, that gorgeous girl, that pretty girl. That's important for a guy, okay? Beautiful women give us status, okay? And the difference between men and women is that when we get money, women will chase us. When y'all get money, men don't chase y'all. It don't make no sense to get money. You won't be chased if you got money and you're a woman. You won't. Men won't come checking for you. I know I won't. Okay? And the men you want to come checking for you got money. But the men that got money got women chasing after them. So you put yourself in a situation where you're no good for the men that you are technically on their level for, and you're no good for the men that you want on the next level. Okay, the guys that are on a level above you, got more bread than you, you're no good for them. And the men that are on your level physically wise, you're no good for them either, because you're bossy and controlling. Most of these boss babes, they're going to have to find a simp that they can control. So if you look at famous and successful women that have money, they all control their husband. Respectfully, right? I'm gonna say this with the most respect. You know, Nicki Minaj, I love her. She's my country. We call them countrywoman, countryman. She's my paisana. We're from the same country, right? From Trinidad. But she married. She married down. You know, Trina married down. Trina even bragged about saying that every dollar her man spends, he has to run it by her. Okay, this is what you guys got to look forward to. If you got money, you're gonna have to take care of a man. Nicki Minaj take care of a man. Trina's taking care of her man. You know, if that's what you want to do, chase the bag. Anyway, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Channel's blowing up. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to everybody that bought a hat. Check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you over there.